Hey, what's up, party people? It's your old pal F here. Welcome to another episode of F Bombs. Before we begin, let me do the obligatory YouTuber thing, and let me just tell you, I don't consider myself a YouTuber because these little F bombs and all that stuff. This is all here as a support system for the cartoons we put on this channel. So if you're seeing this and this is the only thing you've seen on this channel, I'm begging you, hit pause on this and go watch the cartoons because the cartoons, that's the good stuff. Um, this channel does not exist so that I can, you know, give you my opinions because, of course, my opinions are just so very important. That's not why this is here. The cartoons are the stuff. Like my underdog story, Flotchy, Notchy, and Tip, um, report cards of the near future, all really, and I mean, we've got like many of them up now. So please go watch the cartoons. And more than that, it was Indie Animation Day recently, and boy, you just don't get any indier than we here at Fountains Pen Productions. Um, I mean, we're just a group of folks with a love for the craft, and we're all working for free, and we're all just kind of doing these things in our spare time, and I think it's very easy to look at our cartoons and go, oh wow, that's cute, or oh that's really good, and it's easy to forget that everybody working on these things is spread all over the globe. We're all just doing it in our spare time. Practically, if not everybody working on this has other gigs that sort of, keeps the roof above their heads, myself included. Um, whereas indie is indie gets, we don't have a crowdfunding thing. We don't have any patrons who sort of pay our bills. And by the way, nothing against anybody who has that stuff. All you folks out there, you sort of big time indie cartoon places, good on you. I and look, I'm not saying in the near future we might not sort of go that route, but it was my intention from the very beginning in starting this to at least at first do everything for free, just no money exchanging hands whatsoever. We just wanted to show you, the viewer, that we're serious about this, and we're here to um, entertain you. So please take this moment to hit subscribe, watch the cartoons. We're not asking for anything, insincere. Like if you don't like the channel, then Godspeed. I hope you find one that you do like. We're not for everybody, but if you do, please hit like buttons, hit subscribe, spread the word. We're trying really hard to reach a place where we can monetize, which is kind of one of the only reasons I make these videos. Because most of our cartoons are under 3 minutes, and we have to get to like a bazillion jillion watch hours before we can actually monetize. And I've said before, when we monetize, I will not be taking any of the money. I will be spreading the money out as best I can among all the people actually making the cartoons. Um, I'm not asking for this for my sake or anything like that, but we at Fountains Pen Cartoons are a collective of people who are literally just doing this for the love of the craft. We're doing it to learn. I'm personally mentoring everyone, in the program. We're all learning. We're all having a great time. And by golly, we are super appreciative of all the support you've given us thus far. But if you could go that extra mile and help spread the word, it would mean a lot to us. Because, like I say, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I want to keep everything we do here as free as possible, or as I would like to keep it free forever. But you know, by the same token, I would love to be paying people. So we're trying to find a happy medium in there somewhere where we get enough fan support that we can actually support the channel, pay people what they are worth. Actually, there's no way we can pay anybody what they're worth, um, but we want to at least be able to pay them something. So, like I said, please like, share, subscribe, do the things, do all the things. Get on social media. If there was something about any of these videos that you liked in particular, please, spread the word, because we are, as indie gets, we are a humble little band, but my goodness, are we devoted. So anyway, so that's a commercial. Honestly, I don't really have a topic that I wanted to, focus in on today. The fact of the matter is, my wife and kid are out for the day, and that is such a rarity where I have the house to myself. I was like, oh, geez, I have the house to myself. It's actually quiet in here. I should really do a video. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm just gonna riff for a bit and talk directly with you, the Fountain's Pen viewers. Now, if you have in fact enjoyed what we've been putting up thus far, I'm here to tell you that what we've got coming up in what we're ostensibly calling Season 2 of Fountain's Pen Cartoons is gonna blow you away. And by the way, we are, in fact, we desperately want to do another episode of Flotchy, Notchy, and Tip. We want to do another episode featuring some of the other characters from some of our other cartoons. Interestingly, my underdog story is probably going to spin off into other stories from my, youth and career and stuff like that. So, we're not just abandoning the characters and premises that we've already done. There is more stuff coming, and it is so cool. I desperately wish I could show you guys some of the animation and some of the animatic and storyboard footage that we've got for some of the stuff that's coming up, because it is incredibly cool, and it's quite a bit more ambitious than what we've been doing thus far. It's getting closer to really high quality television, really high quality, touching on the base of feature quality stuff. So, yeah, and in terms of the humor and in terms of the, action, mystery, and suspense and all that stuff, we're ratcheting it up even further. So, like I said, I kind of desperately wish I could show you guys stuff, but I also don't want to spoil the surprise. There's nothing more disappointing than when, stuff gets ruined in the trailers, which reminds me, actually, as long as I'm just riffing anyway, I'm going to tell this story. I actually, when The Incredibles was about to come out, I was still living in LA, and, amongst us animation folks, Brad Bird was like the guy. He still kind of is, but he was, when Iron Giant came out, and I think it was 1997, everyone in the animation industry who saw it was just like, that is the most perfect movie I've ever seen. And by the way, Iron Giant does stand out. It is on my Mount Rushmore of what I would call perfect movies. Like, it is a perfectly told story, perfect looking animation. Everything ties into everything. It's literally what I would consider to be a perfect movie. And so everyone was just wildly excited that he was with Pixar, and The Incredibles was about to come out, and I got to go see him speak. I got to go see him at, I don't know if it was the Animation Guild building or the Directors Guild or what, but I got to go see him speak, and he was talking about when the trailers for the Iron Giant came out and how absolutely horrified he was, because now a lot of you are probably too young to even remember this. When the trailers for Iron Giant came out, it would show all the usual stuff, and then at the end of the trailer, it showed the Iron Giant flying, and you hear Hogarth go, "You can fly," and it shows him flying all over the place, and Brad Bird was like, that's like having the trailer for Empire Strikes Back, and you hear Vader say, "I am your father." just really, really giving away the big aha moment, the big payoff moment in a trailer is always, it's just always such a cowardly move. And look, I have this habit of overthinking things and thinking about stuff that should be fun until it's no longer fun. But when you give away that kind of thing in a trailer, it's not just, oh, here's us being a bunch of douchebags giving away the best part. It really shows a lack of belief in what you're showing. It's like, oh no, we got to show the best possible part in the trailer because there's no way anybody's going to go see this any other way. And it's like, that's such a shame. I don't care, what your movie is, and what the strengths and weaknesses is. If you're a big studio, just get behind it. Just get behind it and own it for whatever it is. And this is going to be a hot take because I know some people feel very strongly about the Snyderverse DC cinematic universe, and other people hate it. And I'm very like, I have opinions, but they're not strong. So don't be offended by what I'm about to say. But one of the things you had to give, early Marvel cinematic universe movies is, even when they did so, they're kind of like, no, 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 we're onto something here, and we're just going to get behind and we're going to press. And I honestly think the Snyder Cut Justice League I thought it was really, really good. I thought Man of Steel actually was a lot better than people gave it credit for. Um, I thought I enjoyed Batman versus Superman for the most part. There were things, but regardless of how you feel about them, I feel like there was really, really potential there, and if they'd have just gotten behind it a little more, and by the way, I'm not afraid to say it, that is something Warner Brothers as a studio is just notorious for. They get cold feet, and then they just start apologizing for everything they're doing, and say, "Oh, we'll fix it. We'll make it better. We'll fix it. We'll make it better." And it's just cowardly, and it's the easy way out. And I have worked for Warner Brothers before, and I will be the first to say, there were many people, executives included, that I worked with at Warner Brothers who were salt of the earth. They were wonderful people. I'm still friends with them to this day. But as a studio, holy cow, does Warner Brothers have a terrible track record of just not getting behind their own stuff, being cowardly. I mean, look no further than Coyote versus Acme. Look no further than the day the Earth blew up. Look no further than just about anything. They make this stuff, and then they're like, "Oh, we changed our minds. We don't." And every single time they do something, and it becomes very, very obvious that it's going to be a flop. Like I don't think Batgirl was going to be that good. Although, boy, am I curious about it now. But what you find out is that, oh, what a surprise! The studio executives were getting their mitts in on everything and fiddling with everything. Warner Brothers just needs to remind themselves that they're supposed to be a entertainment and movie company, and they need to just hire people who and say, look, whatever comes of it, you're the person we're going to bet on. You're the director. Go make us some good movies. And they have to accept the fact that some of them are going to do great and some of them are not. I feel like, say what you want about Disney. And by the way, I got my bones to pick with Disney too. What with all of their horrible live action remakes of everything. But say what you want about Disney, they still when they put their stuff out there, they're like, no, this is it. You're gonna love this. We demand that you love this. Whereas Warner Brothers is like, oh, we're sorry if you don't love this. So I don't know. It's too easy to just fall back on the whole, oh man, Hollywood has become such a business, man. It's like, yes, of course it's a business. That's why it's been around for so long. Not everything can be an art house film. I get that. But for crying out loud, find some talented directors. And by the way, let's find some original scripts. I am excited about the new Superman movie coming out. So far everything I've seen from it looks really good. I am in fact excited about it. Um, but you know, for goodness sakes, find some new stuff. I'm Gen X. You know, I feel like my generation invented nostalgia. So I should be the one singing the praises of bringing back old franchises and reviving them or doing sequels. But holy cow, movie studios, could you please find some talented screenwriters? Could you please find some talented unknown directors? Could you please? I know they're out there because I've hung with them. I met tons of people in Los Angeles over the 15 years that I lived out there. I met all kinds of people with great ideas, and none of their ideas were ever going to get made because it's like, oh, let's do another Scooby Doo or whatever. It's time to reboot this or reboot that. It's like just bring something new. How's about that? Remember that you are, yes, you're a business, but you're a movie business. How about make some new movies? Um, which is why anytime something does come out that's kind of new and original, I feel compelled to support it when it's not based on anything or anything like that. I'm just like, I'm gonna support this just because it's not another Ghostbusters. And now I hear they're doing either a sequel or a reboot of Goonies. Come on, guys. Again, I should be thrilled about all this stuff. It's like, oh, all my old favorite characters that I grew up with. I'm tired of them. Let them fade off into the sunset. Come up with something new. That being said, I'll take all the Star Wars you can give me. Anyway, it just goes to show I'm a hypocrite too. So I preach, but I don't really expect to gain disciples. What else was I going to talk about today? Let's see. The studios are cowards. Some good cartoons have been picked up for more seasons. I'm excited about that. I'm not going to talk about it here though because some stuff has not been confirmed. Yada yada. Oh man, enough with this AI stuff. I already did a video on it, so if you want my full opinion of AI generated imagery, please go watch that. But one piece of advice, if you're out there looking for work in the media arts, or for that matter, I don't care if you're out there looking for a job, unloading trucks at Target. The last place you should ever go if you are seeking any kind of professional interaction or professional networking, the last place you should ever go is LinkedIn. Holy cow, is LinkedIn just a garbage dump of bots and tech bros going, no longer need a studio to make a great movie. Here's this AI generated thing that I made that's horrifying and will scare children. And that's all LinkedIn is right now. It's just tech bros, and what I'm assuming are mostly bots singing the praises of how great AI is. And as I have said before, I see AI the same way I saw CGI, the same way I've seen many other technological advances. It's a tool in the hands of people who use it responsibly and who use it artistically. It has the potential to do good, but just like any other tool, you can take a hammer and you can break a window or you can build a house. That's the thing. And right now, it's just tech bros running around with hammers, breaking windows, going, listen to the sound of me smashing windows. Isn't that cool? It smashes them good. That's one community I'm not really nervous about alienating are all these tech bros just constantly high-fiving each other on LinkedIn. You guys can go ahead and hate me all you want. It's just so obnoxious. It'd be one thing if everyone was just like, oh wow, yes, this AI generated imagery, this is an interesting thing, and we should cultivate and figure out what its uses are and how it's best applied to the media arts and blah blah blah. but it's not. It's just dudes high-fiving each other left and right. And of course, AI generated imagery is a godsend to everyone with absolutely no creative talent whatsoever. And by the way, I'm not someone who I don't even like the word talent, you know, because talent makes it sound like, oh, you were touched by God and therefore, you have this talent that is a superpower that you use. I do think there's a certain, I don't know, like 1% of artistic talent that is talent, but at least I'm going to back up and I'm going to speak for myself. As far as I'm concerned, I don't consider that I have talent. I what I know is that early on in my life, I felt compelled to draw and I felt compelled to tell stories. Well, if you feel compelled to do something, you're going to do it repeatedly. And if you do something repeatedly, you're eventually going to get good at it. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter how much talent you have. If you do tricks on a yo-yo 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the first, umpteen years of your life, you're going to be really good at it. That was me. I don't think I have, if I have talent, I don't think I have much. But what I had was a compulsion to draw and tell stories, and therefore I was able to make a career out of it. But oh my gosh, these guys now with absolutely zero talent and absolutely zero creativity, just endlessly patting themselves on the backs for these things that they created, which of course they didn't. Um, AI is just a godsend to talentless, uncreative people, and for lazy people, it's for people who don't want to do the work of going, well, what does motivate my character and stuff like that. It just laziness. It's about product, and again, I'm not a, I'm not opposed to the creation of product. I understand that there's a need for the creation of product, but let's not call it art. Let's not let these guys, go around saying, look what I made. I'm always like, no, you didn't make that. That was AI generated, so you didn't make that. You stole that. So let's call it what it is. Anyway, that's the other thing that's been going on a lot. I wasn't going to go off on it, but like I said, it's just so annoying and it's ubiquitous. Like I can't go a day without somebody bringing it up or without seeing it either on any of the social media platforms. And I guess what I really need to do is stop going on LinkedIn. But now I got to be honest, I'm kind of having a good time kicking the cage of some of these tech bros and watching them get all bent out of shape about me telling them that they're not as talented as they think they are. Anyway, I actually think I'm not gonna talk anymore. I think this has probably been a nice little chat between you and I. I do want to thank you for watching, and I want to thank you for stopping by. You want to talk about real talent? Let me tell you about the people I've got working at Fountains Pen Productions, making Fountains Pen cartoons for you. We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary recently, and we all had a big, love fest of a Discord meeting, and just hearing everyone's enthusiasm and hearing everyone's motivation. I'll put even the most amateurish thing that we do at Fountains Pen Productions. I'll put that up against any AI generated piece of garbage anywhere. So yeah, please like, support, spread the word about the channel. Gosh, was there anything else I wanted to put out there? I guess I can always make another video. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little chat between you and I. More will be to come, and next time I promise to have an actual topic. Zigga zigga, party people.